Hello, I want to talk briefly about World Suicide Prevention Day. The 10th of September now is designated by the International Association for Suicide Prevention as World Suicide Prevention Day. It's now in its 13th year, and it's been incredible how over the intervening years it has grown both in the number of countries involved as well as the activities that now organise across the globe. The theme this year is around reaching out and saving lives. And what I want to just say is talk about an experience I've had this year, which has really influenced the work that I do, and also it fits really nicely, I think, with the theme of World Suicide Prevention Day this year. I was really fortunate in the last 12 months to be involved in a BBC One documentary entitled Life After Suicide. So in addition to providing some background information around suicide, my key role in that documentary was looking at the psychology of suicide. And the documentary is presented by a remarkable lady, Angela Samaritans, who lost her own partner to suicide. And she talks about her personal experience. And she also goes up and down the country and meets other people who have been similarly bereaved. Now, in addition to presenting the sort of standard psychology of suicide, I also, for the first time, talk about my own personal loss and losing, in particular, a very close friend to suicide a few years ago. And the impact that loss had on me. Now, I suppose the thing I wasn't expecting was the response I've had personally to talking about my own experience. I'd received countless emails and various other forms of communication from people who have said numerous things, but many of the sort of themes or the sort of key messages have been that in some ways it was really refreshing to see a so-called expert talking about their own personal experience. And I'd never intended really to talk about it. I was reluctant to do so, but I was persuaded to, and I'm really pleased that I did, because I think what, to my mind, it has highlighted for me, and hopefully to some others, is that any one of us can be affected by suicide. Any one of us can experience this awful loss, and it's really important that we do talk about it and that we do reach out, because only through reaching out can we maybe help other people? And in some ways it legitimizes talking about suicide and others. So my message today, as part of World Suicide Prevention Day, is if you have lost somebody to suicide, I really encourage you to perhaps talk to others if you can, if that's something which may be helpful. If you know other people who've lost somebody to suicide. I know it's very, very difficult to do, but please reach out. They may find it helpful. If you're worried about somebody, if you're really concerned that somebody is suicidal, again, we think that one of the best ways of assessing risk, of understanding whether that person is at risk, is by asking them whether they're suicidal. And I appreciate that's often very difficult to do, but there are supports out there. There are online resources, for example, Samaritans and others have really excellent resources about tackling this really difficult area about mental health and asking somebody whether they're suicide. So really my message today is, in the 13th edition of World Suicide Prevention Day, is we all have a role to play in suicide prevention. So please reach out, and hopefully through reaching out we can save some lives. Thank you.